When you're an entrepreneur, you need to be spending as much time as possible on your own business. Of course, everybody knows that. So, when you're looking for an employment option, you need to be looking for something that allows you flexible hours and even better, can allow you to work remotely. So, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to go straight into it. When you're employed, like when you have a boss over you, getting flexible hours can be difficult and hard to come by. Like if you go to McDonald's, your hours are going to have to be pretty set in stone. Like I have a cousin who worked for Chick-fil-A and he needed to take a vacation with his family or want to take a vacation with his family, but Chick-fil-A wouldn't let him. And like he literally got fired because he chose to take a vacation rather than, working at Chick-fil-A. So I mean, it's hard to get flexible hours with these type of jobs. So the best thing that I would do if I was trying to go for that kind of route is I would become a freelancer. So, if you don't know what a freelancer is, basically when you're a freelancer, you're not an entrepreneur because an entrepreneur is all about like building the team, building the business, and kind of growing it as a whole. When you're a freelancer, you're basically just self-employed. There is a difference. So, common freelance jobs are like video editing, photography, writing, graphic design, web development, consulting, like and thumbnail design is a big one as well, but that kind of goes with graphic design. Like those are really common freelancer jobs. So as a freelancer, basically what would happen is, say me, I'm running a YouTube channel. I would go and look you up or look for freelancers who are doing video editing, who are offering thumbnail design, graphic design. Maybe when I get to the point with my email list, I'll need, email management, assistance and stuff like that. So like you would be the person that I would hire, right? You're still an employee, but you don't have a boss over you. Okay. So I did a lot of research on this, like on ChatGPT and just Google and stuff. The amount of money you can make from like these remote freelancing jobs, and keyword is remote there. You can work completely remotely as a freelancer. Like you don't have to go into an office or go into a specific building brick and mortar place. Like say, a common thing for teenagers to do is work fast food. When you're a freelancer, you can literally sit in your bedroom, bro, and edit videos and do everything online and remotely, right? So you never have to worry about that. So I did a lot of research, is what I was trying to say, on ChatGPT about the wages and stuff. But wages as a freelancer can vary greatly. Like video editors can make some actual cash. Like video editors can make good money. It can charge a lot, especially if you're a good video editor with a good video editing software. But ChatGPT says like you should have no problem like charging minimum wage. And minimum wage in the US is $7.25. And that's like I said, video editors can charge up to $40 an hour or more. Like it is common for them to charge more. Graphic design can charge a good bit as well. And you're just gonna have to do that kind of research for yourself. Just know that like you can so reasonably, and you better, in my opinion, charge more than minimum wage for these freelancing jobs. And something I wanted to get into just real quick is like as I was talking about minimum wage and stuff like that, is you need to realize that I like this quote by Alex Hormozy, that you are in a stage of learning and not earning. And that can be hard to recognize. Like when you're a teen, when you're my age, bro, all you want to do is make cash. Like if you're an entrepreneur, all you want to do is make cash. You want to see that money in your bank account go up and stuff like that. And that's good. I'm glad you have that motivation to go and chase that. But you have to realize that you are in a stage of learning, not earning. So if you can learn a skill at age 18, like sales, or there's another one that I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about sales here in a minute. But if you learn, say something like sales at age 18, you're gonna carry that skill over into like the rest of your life. And if you're really trying to be an entrepreneur, you have to learn sales. Like you have to learn sales. You have to learn copywriting. You have to learn this kind of stuff. So getting a job in say copywriting or sales is going to greatly improve not even like the money in your bank account, because people pay big bucks to these really good sales reps and really good copywriters because they're providing a lot of value to the business. But not only will you get that good money, but you will get the information. And information is always way more valuable than money, because people can take your money, people can take, this other stuff, but they can never take your information and your knowledge. So, like I just said, so I just mentioned that I was talking about sales. Like another good job that you can go into is becoming a remote sales rep. You might have heard Eman Gadget talking about this a little bit, but I want to go in deep about it because, in my opinion, bro, becoming a sales rep is huge. And it's honestly something that I'm looking into as well, like to kind of pursue here in the future, is becoming a remote sales rep. Because as an entrepreneur and as someone who needs to learn these skills like sales, not only will I be paying get paid good money because the average salary for a sales rep is in the six figures. Like, not even capping, like a good salary, pretty reasonable salary for a good sales rep is in the six figures. That's really good money. And okay, so and businesses have no problem hiring people that have no background in sales. And some businesses even prefer this because they don't want you, they don't have to retrain you in a sense, because it's easier to train like a blank slate than it is to like get someone to unlearn what they're already like have learned, right? So like, you don't have to have a background in sales. You get paid up to six figures. You're learning like this crazy fundamental skill of entrepreneurship and business. And and you're like working remotely and you have flexible hours. Like, to me, this just sounds so OP. Like, it sounds so OP. Like, why is like everyone not being a sales rep? And so, like, the reason why, like, sales reps get paid so much money is businesses have no problem paying employees that bring in revenue to the company or who, like, earn the company a lot of money. So, like, a sales rep, the reason why sales reps get paid so much money is because they're literally bringing in a lot of money to the business. That's why, like, if you can become a good sales rep and become irreplaceable, the business will have no problem paying you good money if you're providing the business with lots of sales and good money. So if you're ever just like trying to get into the business, like say you're not trying to be an entrepreneur and you want to be an employee, but you want to try to get at a good employment position and work your way up. One, you have to become irreplaceable or try to be as irreplaceable as possible. And you need to find a spot or position that provides the business a lot of money, like sales, like copywriting. There's other ones as well, but those are the two that I'm going to talk about in this video. It's like, if you can provide the business with lots of money, a lot of value, and a lot of new customers, the business has no problem paying you handsomely for what you're doing for them, right? So yeah, like I looked up on ChatGPT, if you're 16, 17, 18, that's normally when you kind of start looking for jobs. You can probably still do it when you're 15, but I'd say if you're 15, try to get as much book knowledge as you can for sales before you go into this. But hey, don't hold me to it. You could try to go start as well. I'm 16, just turned 16. But like, businesses have no problem hiring teen sales reps. Like, if obviously they want to hire someone who already has expertise or knowledge in what they're trying to sell. So say for me, I play basketball. Say I wanted to sell shoes, right? That's just an example. That's not kind of what I want to sell if I became a sales rep. But say I wanted to sell shoes, like basketball shoes. That would be good because I already know a lot of basketball shoes. A lot of times I can look at, these NBA players' shoes and say what style shoe and whose shoe that is. And so I would be good at talking about it, already be pretty skilled and fluent with talking about it. And so a business selling that would be more likely to hire me than someone else who has no prior experience in what they're trying to sell. And to be a salesman, you need to have good social skills. So if you're trying to be a salesman and you're an introvert, you need to work on that first, right? Read How to Win Friends and Influence People. Take seminars and lessons and online courses online. Get these Better Small Talk books. Like, there's a book on Amazon, I haven't get it yet, but it's on my list. Better Small Talk. Get, books like that that's going to teach you skills and stuff like that. And even just get sales books. But, books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, they basically teach sales. Like, if you really master the skills in a book like How to Win Friends and Influence People, there's no reason why you shouldn't be making over six figures a year. But yeah, sales reps need to have good social skills. They need to be confident. They need to be able to, be witty, have, stuff, be able to say stuff on the fly. And stuff like that. It's going to be a lot harder to get a sales job, especially as a teen with no background in sales, and you're just trying to go out there just by pure grit and like, might have to work for free for a little bit just to like get your trust and show them that you're doing it, work a little bit of internship for a little bit. Like, it's going to be a lot harder to get a sales rep's job if you don't already have good social skills, right? So now let's go into the next session. This is going to be the last one, and we're going to talk about being a copywriter. So this is kind of something that I'm doing as of at the moment, but I'm not getting paid for it. So I guess you could say it's like an internship or whatever. So there's this guy in my basketball league. I'm a homeschooled basketball player. I am homeschooled, but there's this guy in my league that commentates over all these games. He writes articles, he commentates, and he does a weekly show. Well, I applied for the weekly show way before it's going to come out. So I applied in July. It doesn't start until August, and I got the spot. So now I'm the co-host of a weekly show. I have to write articles weekly and stuff like that, just about the people and what's going on in my league. and I'm not getting paid for that. And you can say, "Oh, that's, taking you away from your business. You're not getting paid for it." But like I said before, is we're in a stage of learning, not earning. Being on a live weekly show, like it's live, is going to make me more comfortable on camera, so I can speak better to you, like who's watching this video. I'm going to put myself in front of more people. I'm going to learn how to write articles better and like actually have a decent amount of people who know me read these articles. And it's going to be a good experience. I'm going to get a lot of good exposure to what I'm going to see in my future with running a YouTube channel like this. So I guess you could call me like a freelance writer or blogger in a sense, but I'm gonna call this copywriting, even though it's kind of not copywriting. Copywriting is basically how Iman Gadget calls it, is making money with words. It's basically like sales in a non-verbal text message. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. And so it's a very valuable skill. Like being a sales rep, businesses have no problem paying you within the six figures if you're a good copywriter. Now, I will say as a disclaimer that ChatGPT said that it's kind of uncommon for teens to get copywriter roles just because you have to write good. You got to know what you're doing. But I know for my situation is I would have no problem being a copywriter, and I think I would actually be very good at it because I've written multiple fantasy novels in my lifetime. And you might say that has nothing to do with being a copywriter, but I beg to differ. Like writing fantasy novels, it's work, and not only like it uses so much brain power. And most people, I have to say, like, don't write fantasy novels, and I'm an outlier. But I've written fantasy novels. I write tons of scripts for these videos. I write basically daily emails from my email list, and it's just like I have a lot of experience writing, and I've never had any problem like in school writing paragraphs and stuff like that. So it's definitely not impossible. And even ChatGPT and Google says that it's completely not impossible for teenagers and people with no prior background in copywriting to become copywriters. But again, like copywriting allows you to work remotely. You could be in Dubai writing stuff for people in the US. I mean, you could be in France writing for people in Dubai. It doesn't really matter. It's another remote job. You have flexible hours. And like I said, it pays good money because it provides lots of value to the company. These, in my opinion, just from the research I've done, are the best employment options for teens trying to learn skills to later allow them to flourish in the entrepreneur journeys. Or maybe, you're not even trying to be an entrepreneur and you're just trying to find a good job to kind of get into as a teen. And, both works, but I'm speaking mainly to the entrepreneurs because, like, let's come on, bro. Like, if you're watching me, you're probably an entrepreneur like myself trying to get into this realm of business at a young age. So totally respect that as well. My name's Charlie. I'm a homeschool entrepreneur, like you already know, and I'm a homeschool basketball player and athlete. I also play tennis as well. Go down, first link in the description, sign up to my email list. I know I haven't been promoting that recently, but got a few people in there, and I've been writing a lot more emails that I think are very valuable. So, hey, sign up to it if you want to. If you don't want to, it's up to you, bro. It's completely up to you. You can cancel at any time as well. So, it doesn't really matter. Go and check it out. Get one email. If you like it, stick around. If you don't, unsubscribe. But again, keep improving your life. Never stop, my boy. I'm proud of you. Keep working. You have a good night.